joining us right now, as we do every Friday during high school football season. We talk and preview a little high school football throughout West Texas. And joining us right now from the West Texas Friday Night Scoreboard Show, it's Stephen Orr. Stephen.
Hey, Chad, how are you this morning?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Getting ready for another Friday night. Things are getting serious now. Can you believe it's week 8? After this week, there's only 4 more weeks.
That's crazy.
Of the show. There are only 3 more weeks of the regular season.
Wow.
So things
are moving along.
Moving along rather quickly, and the older I get, the faster they go. But some really good football. Starting off last night, Levelland and Lubbock Estacado. What did you think of that game?
I missed it.
You missed it?
I missed it.
Well,
I was out last night, I got to admit.
Well, Estacado played Levelland, hosted Levelland, and going in at halftime, Levelland had a lead 13-10. Estacado only managed just shy of 90 yards in the first half of that ball game.
Wow.
You heard of the novel Tale of Two Cities? A Tale of Two Halves. Estacado comes out in the second half, finishes the night with 457 yards total offense, and walk away with a 45-19 victory.
So they were just taking it easy in the first half.
They, and I'm sure their coach that's not what he wants to hear. Actually, that's been the issue with them the last 2 weeks.
Really?
Clint Mountain View the week before, they didn't allow Mountain View to score, but Estacado sputtered and they started slow. So not something you want to see, but they're 7-1 on the year. They started off with a district win this week, and impressive game. Again, 457 yards. They only gave up. Levelland went in at the half with 223 yards of offense and finished the game with 299.
Wow.
So defense, offense, everything turned for Estacado, but a very nice win for them to start their district campaign. And really, when you look at their schedule and what they've done, they've answered the call every single time. And so that was a big ball game last night. Turning to tonight, the Friendship Tigers host San Angelo Central. And they're the polar opposites of that district. Central comes in at 6-0 on the year, 2-0 in district play. Friendship looking for their first win of the year. And I know there's a reason we play the games, but I just don't see them getting their first win this week.
Disappointing year for Friendship.
They have just struggled, and that's not what they're used to. And I'm sure they're working as hard as they can to correct it. But man, they've just had a down year, and San Angelo Central is playing some really good football right now. And I can see that district coming down to them and the Permian Panthers, the way things are shaping up right now. So, very tough game there. Let's drop down into District 4 of 5A. And first off, let's talk about Lubbock Monterey and getting what I thought was a surprise win last week over Abilene Cooper, 51-44 to start their district season off with a win. And that's a big win for them, certainly a momentum builder there. As they went into that game last week, 2-3 on the year. Abilene Cooper came in at 4-1, and that was just not a game that I saw. So hats off to Monterey on a big win there. And now they've got to turn around and play Lubbock Coronado, and that's going to be a dandy of a ball game. Coronado had the big win last week over San Angelo Lakeview, which is really not a good team, 63-3. So they probably played the subs a little bit in that game. Probably are going to be a little more rested, but Monterey certainly coming off a big win like that. They're both 1-0 in district play, and they play tonight, and that's going to be a great ball game. Lubbock Cooper heads down to Abilene to take on the Cooper Cougars of Abilene. Again, Abilene Cooper got their loss last week. Lubbock Cooper won over Lubbock High 38-19. So can Abilene Cooper rebound? I think that's going to be a tough game for Cooper, and they don't need to look past them because of Monterey I think Monterey finally just put it together, and that's a good thing there. Then you've got Lubbock High and San Angelo Lakeview playing 1-5 Lubbock High, 0-6 San Angelo Lakeview, and I think the Westerners should come home from San Angelo with a win in that ball game. So That's the 5A district. We've already talked about Estacada playing last night. Borger and Pampa, their other two district counterparts, are playing tonight in that ball game. Drop down into 3A, District 1 of 3A, Division 1, and Freona takes on Littlefield tonight. Freona's undefeated on the year, 6-0, 1-0 in district play. Littlefield, 1-5. They had a crushing loss last week to Shallow Water. Littlefield lost there 55-6. Freona beat Amarillo River Road 54-18. So the Wildcats, another team that we're usually used to talking about at the top half of the district, or in the run for the playoffs, and they've had a really tough year as well. And I think that continues for them. The Slayton Tigers lost a close ball game last week to Muleshoe 17-14, and now they're going to take on a 5-1 Shallow Water team that's playing good football right now. And that game probably goes Shallow Water's way, although Slayton could jump up and surprise them there. I'm kind of interested in that one. Watch Idalou taking on Coahoma. They're hosting Coahoma tonight in District 2 of 3A Division 2. The Wildcats 2-5 on the season. They lost to Colorado City last week 28-0. And then Lubbock Roosevelt takes on Stanton. Roosevelt coming off their bye week. Stanton lost to Coahoma last week 34-0. So maybe a chance here for the Eagles to find the win column for the first time on the year. Drop down into 2A, District 2, Division 1. That's the team. Abernathy Olton takes on Olton. New Deal taking on Floydada, and Sundown taking on Hell Center. Abernathy rolled big last week over Sundown, and New Deal rolled up Olton pretty good. Floydada pulled a bit of a surprise as they beat Hell Center 25-21 in that ball game. So you have Floydada looking to play the upset again as they take on an undefeated New Deal team. Olton taking on undefeated Abernathy, also ranked like number 5 in the state. And then Hale Center and Sundown both in a crucial district ball game here. Who can rebound and who can get that win? Because there's going to have to be kind of the top two. It's assumed anyway. The top two spots in that district are pretty well locked up. So 3 and 4 you're fighting for. And Floydada kind of messed up what was on paper the way it should go with beating Hale Center last week. So a lot of these games are really must-win as we go. Drop down into Division 2, District 2 of 2A, and Crosbyton won the rivalry game over Rawls last week, 55-50.
That's a close one.
It's a low-scoring basketball game. But so Crosbyton comes out with a win. Now they take on undefeated Clarendon, and Memphis takes on Lockney. Memphis, I think they won their ball game last week. No, they didn't. They lost to Wellington. That's right, 48-14 in that one. So Memphis looking to get back on the winning side. Lockney fell to Clarendon 36-7, and then you have Rawls hosting Wellington. Wellington is at 5-1 on the year, and they're playing really good football, and that's going to be kind of tough for them. Smyer hosts Farwell tonight. Smyer 1-5 on the year. Farwell at 3-3. But Smyer's going to have to play some pretty good football, as Farwell's losses have been fairly close for the most part. And then Tahoka takes on a Roby team that was undefeated until last week, and then they got blown out by the Roscoe Plowboys. So I'm not sure how much of Roby's record was due to scheduling or quality of opponent, but Tahoka at 2-4 I know has played some pretty good football, and they could have a chance to pick up another win in that ball game as well. 6-man, a couple weeks ago we talked about in week 6, we call that dead week because most of the 11-man teams have the open week as they prepare to go into district play. Well, this week is dead week in 6-man football. All the 6-man districts are, I say all, a vast majority of them are 4-team districts. So this is their open week, and then they'll play district over the next 3 weeks. But a few games going on. Paducah hosts Fort Worth Thesa High School. Thesa's at 4-2 on the year. Paducah at 1-5. Spur and Petersburg play over in Petersburg tonight with the Bulldogs hoping to pick up their 4th win, and Petersburg looking to get their 3rd win of the year. Lamesa Klondike hosts Borden County. Ira hosts O'Donnell. And then Valley is at 5-1 on the year, taking on Lubbock Homeschool, who is undefeated 7-0 on the year, and they've played some good teams, and that's that could be a really good 6-man game.
Well, obviously a lot of big games out tonight, a lot of games that mean something. What are one or two of the games that people need to get out to?
I think Lubbock, Monterey, Lubbock, Coronado is a must. There in Lubbock, it's an easy trip, and I think a game that I kind of would like to see how it plays out is Shallowater and Slayton.
Yeah.
Again, Slayton, the 2-4 record, but I've actually gotten to watch them play, and I think that could be a decent ball game if Slayton can get out early.
Very good, Stephen. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. We appreciate it, Chad.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll be listening to you on the radio.
Well, every night from 10 to midnight, right there on
KFYO and
yeah.
all over West Texas. Really, you're all over the place.
We're in actually in 37 markets.
Yeah.
So you should be able to turn your dial up and down as you're traveling tonight, and we'd invite everybody to do so.
Absolutely. Stephen, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Chad, appreciate it.
Have a good one. That's Stephen Orr, West Texas Friday Night Scoreboard Show. You can hear it tonight about 10 p.m. to midnight here on KFYO.